Thank you very much. I am humbled. Your Worship, the Lord Mayor, please permit me to welcome you and your mayoress to address your people. Thank you.
The Lord is good, and all the time. Mukubire Katonda mu ngalo. Ngambye mukube engalo za Katonda. Kati weewuunya Katonda n'omuwa obugalo bwe butyo nga yayina. You're joking. Never joke with God, my dear. One time you should get time and ask me what it means to praise the Lord. Our chief guest, the head of public service in absentia, the honorable ministers of Kampala in absentia, our president of National Unity Platform, Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu online, the acting president of the National Unity Platform, Dr. Lina Zedriga online, the leader of opposition and my former boss in Parliament, Right Honorable Senyonyi, who doubles also as the spokesperson for the great party, Nope. The members of Parliament present, you'll allow me not to mention your names because of time. The Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority, the Chief Justice, the Chief Magistrate, who has installed me as Lord Mayor, members of the diplomatic missions, religious leaders present, I can see a number of them. You will allow me not mention your names because of time. Leadership from Uganda Kingdom. That guy there clapping is my brother, the one I follow. Can you stand up for recognition? That guy is the Sewana. Is the county chief. The title is Sewana. Some people call him my young brother, but he's just 1 year ahead of me. My party leaders, I can see a number of them here. Development partners, honorable LC5 councillors that have been sworn in today with me. Lord Mayor, former Lord Mayor, Salonga Elias Lukwago, in absentia. Division mayors present, directors and members of staff of KCCA, members of the business community, media, invited guests, fellow citizens of Kampala, ladies and gentlemen. Praise God. My name is Balimwezo Ronald Nsubuga. For those of you online who don't not know me, I am the current mayor of Kampala, capital city. Some time back, people used to tell me that Kampala deserves a Salongo. And God is almighty. He gave me that title 2 months to the elections. So I'm called Mayor Balimwezo Ronald Nsubuga. For those of you who are not selfish, should clap for me. I know one time you'll get the twins. One time you'll get the twins. I've gone through all levels of leadership to this level, majority of levels. I was a youth leader. I was chairman L1, and that's the reason that I had actually invited all LC chairpersons, because they trickled down service delivery. They should have been here. Those are the teams that I work with closely. Unfortunately, because of Ebola, the people that we had invited, majority of them were denied opportunity to come in simply because of Ebola. And we need a healthy community. We need a healthy people. I did not make arguments on that, because a diseased community is unproductive, and as such, we need a community that can be able to support the economy of Uganda, and particularly Kampala. So I apologize to those that were given invitation and have not been accepted to come in, but also those that we called back and regretted. We had invited over 32 diplomats, and 28 of them had pledged to come, but we called back and told them that because of Ebola, we have been advised not to be in big numbers. Sorry. First and foremost, I would like to take the opportunity to appreciate God. I indeed give all the glory and honor to God Almighty for His guidance, wisdom, strength, and grace throughout this journey. In moments of prayer and reflection, God granted me clarity, courage, and conviction to offer myself for service of the people of Kampala. Parliament is a very fertile place to be in, but I had to offer myself as a sacrifice to Kampala, to the people of Kampala. I stand humbled by His faithfulness and deeply grateful for the trust the people of Kampala have placed in me as Lord Mayor. I would also like to sincerely appreciate my parents and my entire family for their unconditional love, sacrifice, prayer, guidance, and unwavering support throughout my life. The values, discipline, resilience, and character they instilled in me shaped the person I am today. This achievement is therefore not mine alone, but a reflection of the strength and foundation my family has always provided. I want to appreciate my brothers that have represented my parents. Both of my parents are sick. Recently, my father was hospitalized at Kampala Hospital with a blood clot. So I request for your prayers. In a very special way, I wish to thank my dear wife, Nalongo Rachel Balimwezo, for her patience, courage, sacrifice, prayer, and steadfast support throughout this demanding journey. Your strength, understanding, and constant belief in me gave me courage during both challenging and hopeful moments. I am deeply grateful for standing beside me every step of the way. Thank you, darling. Stand up for recognition. Those abananga salonda bubi. Tambula ko katono otukeko wali. Kati abendugu bagano kuba mungalo. Lengera mwana, lengera. That's my beautiful wife. Awo. Mwasomanyera mwamala nebazanya bami abachakala ne bachala babwe. Come on. I am very excited. I've been sick for over 1.5 months. Ever since I saw the 4 juveniles that were slaughtered at Gaba, I got pressure. And my pressure has been high, so high. In the range of 200 over 140. Even today morning, I measured it and it was so high. I have gone to almost all hospitals. I've taken tablets, but my pressure is still high. But today is a moment of excitement. You will allow me excite myself if you do not excite me. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our party president, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. The party leadership and all party members for the trust, confidence, and support they gave me during this journey. At a time when many doubted the possibility of this mission, the party leadership remained firm, believed in renewal and the power of the people, and entrusted me with the responsibility to lead Kampala into a new chapter. I am deeply honored by that confidence and thankful for the unity and commitment demonstrated through the previous campaigns. Surely speaking, many did not believe that I would uproot Mr. Elias Lukwago, who was very powerful, with experience of over 15 years. But I trusted God. Believe me, you ladies and gentlemen, I spoke to God about this. Let him strike me dead if he did not speak to me. He chose me. I talk that with confidence because I spoke to him. I'm not here just as a common person. I'm here as an appointed person from God. And therefore, failure to respect the person that God has chosen will be a mess on your side. I am the Lord Mayor. I am the Lord Mayor. Mayor Balimwezo Ronald Nsubuga. I also wish to sincerely appreciate our religious and cultural leaders for their prayers, spiritual guidance, courage, encouragement, and moral support. Your wisdom and counsel gave us strength and hope during this journey. And your continued prayers for peace, unity, and development remain invaluable to our city. To my fellow contenders, Elias Lukwago, Moses Chizito Nsubuga, Beatrice Mao, Nabila Nagai Sempala, Eddie Mazira Chibalama, and Jonathan. I sincerely thank you for participating in this that would have been the democratic process. You know what happened? For you to be announced at the Tare Center was like going for a war in not even Somalia. Iran, you know it better. It was war. There is no single candidate, particularly in the opposition, that did not have that stress. But we want to appreciate God for choosing us. Though we may have had different ideas and approaches, we were all united by a common desire to serve Kampala. To see Kampala progress. I respect your contribution to public service and look forward to working together for the good of our city. I also wish to extend my deepest appreciation to all our supporters, volunteers, coordinators, mobilizers, agents, well-wishers, and the people of Kampala who stood with us throughout this journey. Your sacrifice, resilience, dedication, and belief in our shared vision made this victory possible. You remain committed even during difficult moments, and this victory belongs to every person who believed that Kampala deserves accountable, inclusive, and people-centered leadership. There's no doubt that I fall in that category. As Lord Mayor, I pledge to serve with humility, integrity, transparency, and unwavering commitment to transform and progress of Kampala. You are all aware that the roles of a Lord Mayor are simple. For those of you who say that the Lord Mayor is powerless, I will not agree with you. The Lord Mayor has critical roles to play. And that's why majority of us contended for this position. Otherwise, we would have gone for other positions. The position of a Lord Mayor is a strong one. The Lord Mayor is the political head of the city. The Lord Mayor is in charge of programs, policies, and strategies to enhance service delivery in the city. And I do believe that you know the roles of the ED. The ED advises council. The ED implements programs and strategies that council approves. So I want to say thank you for accepting ED. Thank you for accepting to work with me. And believe me, I am going to work with you on a serious note. As we plan for the future of Kampala, we must also recognize an important reality, a strategy. A strategy with no all inaccurate data is mere politics. It's mere politics. Effective urban planning, service delivery, infrastructure development, and budgeting must be grounded in incredible, updated, and realistic data. One would reasonably wonder whether Kampala's officially recorded night population of a mere 1.79 million people truly reflects the actual number of residents of this city. Can any one of you believe that we have a mere 1.7 million people in Kampala? A night population of 1.79 million? To me, I don't believe. I do not believe. The visible pressure on our roads, drainage systems, schools, health facilities, housing, markets, and waste facilities strongly suggest that the current census figures may not truly reflect the true scale of Kampala's population and urban activity. This highlights the urgent need for accurate data collection, proper urban mapping, and evidence-based planning to ensure that government policies, resource allocations, and development strategies genuinely respond to the realities on the ground. Kampala remains the economic, social, and cultural heartbeat of Uganda. It contributes approximately 79% to the country's GDP. Our capital is made of 5 administrative divisions: Central, Machinde, Nakawa, Kawempe, Rubaga. It hosts a day population of about 4 million people, with a net population that I mentioned earlier, 1.797 in the previous census. Kampala is a home to over 170,000 registered refugees and over 240,000 economic migrants who come to seek opportunity, who come seeking opportunities and a better future. Kampala covers approximately 189 square kilometers. The city consists of 101 parishes and about 841 villages. The authority is governed through 34 councillors, and when you add me, we become 35. At the city hall, and 263 councillors across the 5 divisions. Kampala is also a major commercial hub with 18 public markets and 78 private markets supporting thousands of traders, small businesses and families. However, of the 18 public markets, only Wandegaya, Bugolobi and Busega markets currently provide relatively decent workspaces, while many of the others remain in poor conditions and require urgent modernization, sanitation improvement, and better infrastructure. Recently, government enforcement operations removed more than 35,000 street vendors, hawkers, and kiosk owners from roads and streets across the city. While order and proper urban management are important, many families were left without livelihood, highlighting the urgent need for organized, humane, and inclusive economic alternative for low-income earners and informal workers who form a big part of Kampala's economy. Here in Kampala, over 60% of the people are in informal economy. So we must, as a matter of urgency, Sir, my lord, we must address that issue. Today, you will find that the majority of the people that were chased from the streets have become thieves. Just yesterday, I found someone in the hospital having been hit with a paver, cracked the skull, blood entered the brain, and is nursing wounds. So we must try to organize decent workspaces for the informal sector. Even before we do give out PDM, Let us rethink, organize decent workspaces. These are the challenges. Kampala is strong economic activity. Despite Kampala's strong economic activity, unemployment remains a major challenge, estimated at about 14%, especially among the youths. Many young people possess skills that unfortunately do not match the demands of the modern economy, creating growing concern around unemployable skills and limited opportunities. When I was a mayor for Nakawa division, I told you I went through the ranks from chairman LC1, chairman LC2, councillor LC5. In 2002, I was a councillor here at the district during the 7-year tenure. So some of you thought that I was new in politics. No, I've been here for some good time. So when I was a mayor at Nakawa, I made a research and found out that actually our youths had unemployable skills. Because I know, I have majority of the factories in Nakawa. As we conclude the current financial year with a budget of approximately 950 billion and prepare for a projected budget of over $1 trillion. Our budget is going to be at least over $1 trillion the next financial year. In the coming financial year, we are reminded both of the immense responsibility before us and the enormous potential our city possesses. However, given the scale of urban challenges and population pressure facing the city, budget allocation remains far below the actual infrastructure and service delivery demands of Kampala. The former mayor has often spoken about this, that we actually get peanut. We are supposed to get over 2.2 billion trillion every year, because we are the economic hub for the government of Uganda. Rapid urbanization continues to place a big pressure on infrastructure and public services. Kampala generates over 2,500 tons of garbage. But I believe and I know, because I've made research, it only collects less than 1,000 tons of garbage. This is too small. So the rest of the garbage is either burnt, and you know that burning is very destructive to the environment. It's either dumped on the streets of Kampala, and you find that Kampala is one of the dirtiest cities in the world, or it even goes up to Lake Victoria. Recently, National Water came out and said, please stop dumping garbage. For when this garbage is dumped, it runs up to Lake Victoria, and it makes the cost of treating water high, because National Water has got to treat this water to make it palatable for use. But they use 6 times the amount they used to use in 2006. You cannot believe that at some of the shores, the lake has maggots. And it's all because we dump garbage. So garbage is a very big challenge. It does not only block our road infrastructure, to an extent of our roads getting immersed in water, submerged in water. And we have invested quite a lot of money. So garbage is a problem. And the other thing you should know is that the quality of garbage that we generate in the city is the poorest. And why? Because we do not sort garbage at source. We don't collect enough, and even the quality is bad. You find our garbage has a fecal matter, and that's the reason that diseases are affecting our communities. Our communities are always diseased, and as you are aware that a diseased community is unproductive. So it's one way. If we deal with garbage, you will have dealt with quite a number of challenges. So garbage is one critical challenge that we must address. It's critical. And we have solutions to this. We have solutions. So waste management is further complicated by poor sorting and limited recycling systems. Our road network extends approximately 2,110 kilometers. Over that, only majority of it is unpaved. We only have about, I think now 35, 40? 38? We have not made 38 yet because we don't have a road inventory in the city. We don't have a clear road inventory in the city. But we don't have, and majority of the paved roads have outlived the design life. You know, when we design roads, we design them for a specific time. A road is like a person. It must be maintained. Our roads actually have outlived the design life. That's the reason that they have potholes. You patch here, tomorrow another pothole comes. So many roads remain unpaved, contributing to traffic congestion. Here in the Kampala, this is a research that was made by Colas. Colas is one of the companies that KCCA wants to use. In Kampala alone, we lose over 240,000 man hours. Minister, you're most welcome. A recent research by Collins, one of the companies that are being used by KCCA, revealed that actually here in Kampala, we lose 240,000 man hours every day. Productive time lost. You drive from Banda and it takes 2 hours to Kampala because of jam. From Jinja, it takes 4 hours. Imagine people in a bus. So we lose 240,000 man hours every day in the jam. And in the monetary terms, they clearly say that we lose 10 trillion every year. Therefore, we must make sure that we work on our roads. It's a big challenge. We lose productive time, and we must, as a matter of fact, address that issue. Sebo, techandeseza mukama wange lopo, ategere nti ate ngenda kwetaaga ssente nyingi okukola enguudo. We also face serious social infrastructure gaps. Kampala currently has only, I want you to pay attention to this. Kampala has only 79 government-aided primary schools. I want to take keen interest in this. Countries have developed because of human capital development. Here in Uganda, we produce 2.4 million babies every year. But only, according to the Ministry of Education, only 1.88 million commence primary one. 7 years down the road, only 740,000 sit for PLE. 1.14 million drop out before completing primary 7. And we pose that we have a clear policy of education that we cannot implement. The policy is very clear. It's the reason that I gave you the number of parishes that we have. We have 101 parishes in the city, but only 50 parishes have government-aided primary schools. I'm talking about government-aided. These schools are not owned by government. Government only owns 23 of the 79 schools. 23. The rest are foundation body schools. Gabasiram, Gabakatulichi. We cannot even develop on their property. We can't. It hurts. Recently, I hosted the former Speaker of Parliament at Luzira SS, and she said, "What is this? The buildings that I left are still the buildings that they're even almost collapsing." Because KCCA cannot develop on a title that it does not own. But listen, gentlemen, today, KCCA, the land board, sells off land of schools in Kampala. Just a few weeks ago, they were selling off all the Kampala secondary school land. KCCA procures land expensively in the city. Recently, we saw that one acre was going to cost 32 billion. 1 acre of land in the city, but it had valued its own 1 acre at a mere 4 billion. You sell off 4 billion and procure 32 billion. What economic sense is there? What economic sense is there, ladies and gentlemen? The policy is clear that every parish should have a government, not even government aided, should have a government primary school. But it has government aided. We only have 23, if I can remember very well. That must stop. It's the reason that we have a high dropout rate. Minister, that must stop. I am the Lord Mayor. Minister Kukangam. Anyway, don't get worried. I usually speak like that. Don't get worried. But I'm a good man. The Lord knows. I'm a good man. 51 parishes have no single school. We have parishes bigger than districts. A parish like Mutungo has over 120,000 people. It has no primary school. It has no market. What will the people do? So, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to secondary schools, it's similar. I don't think that we have purely government public schools, purely public schools, we may only have about 6 or 7. The rest are government aided. And the schools that we take as government aided are these high-end schools that we support here in KCCA. The kind of, these big ones, you know. I'm sorry to mention the Nabisunsa, high-end. And that's what we call ours. Imagine. That's what we call ours. Nabisunsa is high-end, it's not for the poor people. Makere College and others are high-end. Our poor people cannot manage, and that's the reason that people are dropping out of school because of lack of infrastructure, and that goes with schools. It is particularly painful that at a time when the city urgently needs more land for public schools and social infrastructure, there are concerns about the sale of school land that should instead be protected for future generation. Health. In the health sector, Kampala currently manages only 8 public health facilities. 2 health center 4s, 4 health center 3s, and 2 health center 2s, which remain overstretched due to the high urban population and increasing health care demands. Many of these facilities continue to experience congestion, inadequate equipment, staffing limitations, and pressure on service delivery. When you got places like Kansanga, Kabalagala, which has hosted, it's a community that has hosted refugees, the pressure is too high, too much. We need school infrastructure right there. According to findings by the IGG, Kampala, capital city, has also faced concerns regarding corruption and public accountability. This underscores the urgent need to strengthen transparency, integrity, and efficiency within the city governance. Kampala is home to approximately 52,000 households, each looking for the city for opportunities, dignity, security, and improved services. These challenges are real, but are not beyond our ability to solve. They are a call for better planning, accountable leadership, innovation, professionalism, compassion, and collective responsibility. I firmly believe that through integrity, strategic leadership, partnership, and active citizen participation, we can transform Kampala into a cleaner, organized, inclusive, and productive and sustainable city for all. As Lord Mayor of Kampala, my mission is to build a clean, organized, inclusive, productive, and accountable city that works for all its people. In pursuit of this mission, my administration will convene a broad stakeholders engagement platform to discuss and shape the Kampala we want. I want to appreciate Bishop Chaze. Recently made a conference for the people to discuss the Kampala they want. Unfortunately, the people were from Namasuba and a few from Kampala. How I wish that we have the same here in Kampala. This engagement will be guided by the existing legal and policy framework governing the city, but most importantly, the Kampala Capital City Authority Strategic Plan for financial year 2025-26 to financial year 2029-2030. The future of Kampala cannot be designed by leaders alone. it must be shaped collectively by all stakeholders whose daily work, investment, and sacrifice sustain the city. We shall therefore engage leaders at every level. We shall call the landlords, property owners, business community, Uganda Revenue Authority and other agencies, investment authority, market vendors, street vendors, workers, taxi drivers, taxi owners, boda riders, and their associations, professionals, urban planners, youths, women, civil society, religious leaders, utility service providers, including Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited, and others in that category, Uganda Telecom, MTN, National Water, and every kind of trade. Why? Unfortunately, not because I don't want to stay in one place, but why? Chiri loko nyo kasitula. Chiri professional. Okusigala kangume. Lopi ya chinjikitize echo. Through this inclusive process, we shall discuss practical solutions on urban order, transport, drainage, sanitation, garbage management, youth employment, public markets, informal trades, infrastructure, technology, public safety, and sustainable urban development. The Kampala we want. Why should you work on a road, make it very good, motivable, and tomorrow National Water comes and cuts it, and even fails to reinstate it? Well, I want to go there. Because we could only need it. That value must stop. I am a person speaking with experience. Over 30 years experience in engineering. I have a master's degree in Master of Science in Engineering. Not just engineering, but Master of Science in Engineering. Master's degree. I have different certificates, different diplomas in construction, diplomas in architecture. I used to lecture at the university when I had just a mere diploma. That means I'm competent in some of these things, particularly designs. I've handled a number of projects, big projects, national projects. When the Pope was coming, I was nominated to spearhead the reconstruction of Namgongo. When the Pope, first citizen of the world, if I should say, I am the one who handled the project and was able to complete it in 3 months, record time. Was the Mukubideko Mungala? Osaga, Tibukan China. So I've worked for quite a number of people. I have lectured at the university for over 11 years. I had a diploma teaching degree students. You can now imagine. Now I have a master's, and it's not just previously attained. Najifuna da myaka ngama jigenda kwenda 20 male. Aba nafuta bankubidde ko mungalo ne tugendera awo. So we want to sit as key stakeholders in the Kampala and discuss the Kampala we want. Do you want a Kampala where someone just drops litters anyhow? Do you want a Kampala where anyone trespasses anywhere? Where a tree will be just cut? Where dumping will be normal? Where someone drives one way? Where National Water will come and cut your road without permission? That's not going to happen. And that must be dealt with in that stakeholders engagement. For us, people in Kampala, to discuss the Kampala we want, make resolutions, which resolutions will be adopted by council. But we shall do that guided by the strategic plan. We cannot go away from it. We have a strategic plan that is in operation. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a class charter in place. We have a contract, a social contract with the people of Kampala on how to handle some of these projects on record time. Our goal is simple: to restore trust. People have no trust in Kampala now, but want to restore trust by calling these experts and coming out with solutions, practical solutions. Calling the members of parliament, calling those borders. They know their industry more than you. So why do you debate for them? Why do you discuss for them? Why don't you bring them on board and discuss the Kampala they want, so that you later go and adopt the same in council? I can see many people are contesting as speakers. You know, council is guided by the speaker. So we shall restore trust, strengthen service delivery, promote dignity for all citizens, and create a Kampala that is planned, competitive, environmentally responsible, and economically vibrant. Together, through dialogues, professionalism, integrity, and collective responsibility, we shall build the Kampala we want for this generation and the generation to come. Mwekubireko mu ngalo mugenda kujja mu discussing Kampala gye mwagala. Tulyoke tutwale ebiteeso ebyo mu council. Gw'onooba speaker toyite council. Yimirira onziremu. Oli aŋŋambye mukama wange ngenda giyita. Nga njagala obuyinza. As Lord Councillor, as Lord Mayor, I propose to promote the rule of law, fight impunity, and gradually transform the mindset of all the people living, working, and conducting business in the city. The law shall be applied fairly and consistently without selectivity or discrimination. Today we have a big challenge of impunity. Gamba nogu, you are doing something wrong, you are arrested. Gamba nogu, gamba togera nono. That is not going to happen. That impunity must stop. And through such engagements, we must agree that no abeerani ng'akwatiddwa ng'akola ekikyamu akwatibwe. Abapakinga obubi tujja kutandika ne KCCA. Opakinza bubi, opakinza muddo, tukwate mmotoka yo. Tugikwate. Ne bali abokukuba tegende laba kuteza KCCA. Awe kuteya director. Kakati atenze. Government we yasazeewo okumenya obuyumba. Nabadde n'akayumba ku kkubo. Kali neat. Mutungo. Newe nakajjeewo nga nzize ndabye KCCA amaanyi. Nenkajjawo abalabo naga olaba ne Lord Mayor jiwa kaki naffe katujjewo bwaffe. Kwa bategedde nti kati waliwo ekizibu. So twagala kutandikira kwawo abeeyita baloopu. Ne loopu yavuga bulungi. Loopu tojja kumpona wano mu kibuga. Njogera ku wange watajja kungira. Loopu kyali wange. This process will begin through the stakeholders engagement that I talked about, and we shall have our goal to build a disciplined, orderly, responsible, and citizen-centered Kampala that works for everyone. As part of my mission to build a cleaner and more sustainable Kampala, my administration proposes. I do propose. Sija government I will do. But I propose. I told you that I'm the initiator. I initiate strategies in the city. So I will propose to council. To explore and promote modern waste technologies capable of permanently solving the city's garbage crisis in an environmentally responsible manner. One of the technologies, I was recently telling Mr. Sebufu that in Germany, they visited one of the technologies, but I think, was it cabinet or they never approved it. But recently I was with the ED and introduced one of the technologies of interest is the EKT technology, developed in Brazil and used in parts of Uruguay and other countries. According to the information published by ektglobal.com, the technology is designed to transform urban, industrial, and agricultural waste into valuable industrial products with a zero waste. Ladies and gentlemen, the other machine I saw, you get waste, it has magnets that pulls out metal, but the rest is crushed and they produce products out of it. One of them that I saw and I have at home, bring it here. There is a small pack. Small pack. When they crash, it forms some powder. It's in this. And from this, they make 7 products. This is wood. Synthetic wood. This is what is made from waste. They don't sort, just grind. Pull out metals, grind with even plastics. And they make this powder. From this powder, they make 7 products. Which are these? Let me read my... The system reportedly converts waste into products such as bioorganic fertilizers, note this, biosynthetic wood, this is the wood, it has a strength almost equal to concrete. This is wood. Wood. This is wood, even much harder. It is used in claddings, construction of houses, and it's a technology that does not affect the environment. The good thing is that the developers are here in Uganda. I requested the ED to interface with them, but it also produces electricity and diesel in addition to wood. It also produces briquettes that does not affect the environment. So we shall stop cutting our tree cover. In Uganda, we cut every year 84,000 hectares of tree cover for biomass. So by having this, we are good to go. And what do they need? They need space, according to them, and they need guarantee that you will be able to supply, to give them garbage for over 20 years. that memorandum. They are ready to produce and sell these products. I want this lawyer to have a feel of these products. But let me first show the ED and the minister. Can you come and take the minister? No, that product says so. You don't remain with anything apart from metal that is pulled out. The rest is crushed and you make products. We shall create employment opportunities. It is also said that using this you reduce waste 8 times. So we don't deserve to use landfills or dump sites. These are outdated. They are actually outdated. Let us love Kampala, love Uganda, and have a sustainable system. I know some of you may be depending on garbage, but I know you can even depend on garbage by selling these products, because it will create employment. So these are the innovations that we want Kampala to have, to create opportunities for our young generation. So, products such as fertilizers, biosynthetic wood for construction, liquid fuel, thermoelectric energy, briquettes, industrial raw material, and petroleum, while reducing landfill dependency and environmental pollution. The technology also reduces waste 8 times, and it would be the best solution for decommissioning Chitezi. If we only give that site for them to temporarily be there and sort out the Chitezi issue, they can take all that garbage and produce good stuff. For Kampala, this presents an opportunity to rethink garbage not as waste, but as a resource capable of generating employment. Clean energy, industrial materials, environmental protection, and new economic opportunities. My administration will therefore engage lands and lake and restore dignity to our city. As Lord Mayor, my vision is to build a well-planned, orderly, accessible, and resilient city that supports both economic growth and better quality of life for all our people. Our drainage, oh my God, our drainage. My administration will restore, protect, expand, and gradually maintain drainage channels to reduce flooding, protect property, safeguard lives, and improve public health. In the World Bank report of 2008, it revealed that in Uganda, we lose over 100 million dollars every day it rains, every time it rains, every time it floods. I'm about to finish. So it is important that we work on drains to avoid flooding, because the greatest enemy of a road is water. When it floods, the road gets submerged in water. It deteriorates very fast. Therefore, it's important that we safeguard the infrastructure by making sure that we handle garbage, making sure that we build drains. On urban planning, we shall promote disciplined and sustainable city development, guided by the law, professional standards, and long-term interests of Kampala. We shall work to reduce unplanned settlements. Don't think that these people want to stay in such ghettos, but we must look to help them on having good settlements. Protect public spaces. Majority of our public spaces have been taken away. Long time ago, we used to have spaces where we could play, but they have been sold off. Kololo, is it Kololo SS? Land has been sold off. It's a field where young people would go and play games, go back tired. That's the reason that they have now negative energy. We used to play, go back tired and sleep. Today, they use that energy to steal because we have sold off the open spaces that they used to develop their talents from. Preserve critical infrastructure corridors. Today I've seen people constructing in our road reserves. That must end. Actually, we must make an inventory of all the assets and property that we have, including road reserves, because we manage road reserves. And ensure that physical development supports modern urban planning. On transport, I'm going to be very brief on this. We shall engage all stakeholders to promote more and more organized, safe, affordable, and efficient transport system. This includes improving road infrastructure, supporting better traffic management, creating order within the public transport sector, and promoting non-motorized transport and smart mobility solutions for a future of Kampala. I told you that because of jam, we lose 240,000 man-hours. So by doing this, we shall have reduced jam. On enforcement, my administration believes in firm but fair enforcement, guided by the rule of law, professionalism, and respect for human dignity. Laws and regulations shall be applied consistently and without selectivity, while ensuring continuous public sensitization and stakeholders engagement, so that there is order in the city. Together we shall build a cleaner, organized, modern, sustainable Kampala that every citizen can be proud of, and every citizen call it home. As Lord Mayor, I propose to operationalize, be attentive at this, to operationalize committees, street committees, in accordance with the KCCA Act. Minister Ulidisa, I propose to operationalize street committees in accordance with the KCCA Act. These committees will strengthen community participation and serve as important grassroots platforms for identifying and reporting service delivery gaps across the city. When we have a committee, a street has its own committee. Someone will not play around with the street. You knock an electric pole, the committee team is there to see and be assured that you will reinstate it. When you pour garbage anyhow, the committee will be there to see and report to KCCA. We have a client's charter, which is a contract between the people of Kampala and KCCA. It was signed by the Lord Mayor, Elias Kukwago, and the ED. This is a contract between KCCA and the people. If I report, for example, if I take so long to approve your plan, beyond say 2 months, I can even take you to courts of law. If there is a pothole and you report a pothole, within 48 hours, it must be fixed. This is a contract between KCCA, and therefore I call upon the staff to make sure that we don't go into spending taxpayers' money because the contract is in existence. Council, contract tokola. Jango choki. Kanizelo di mayor. Saga kusaga saga. We have a social contract, client's charter.
The Honorable Lord Mayor, ekola iranja kuyamba kulaba ntino ekola mu Kampala.
Kakati ye nayo sija eyo ekola KCCA, we have a responsibility, a social responsibility to fix roads, to take garbage, and it's in the contract. Therefore, we must not play around. Councillors have an obligation. It is clearly stated in the strategic plan. You must report, and we are going to make sure that we select a day to speak to our people, to our voters. Show them where we are. The good thing, I procured a truck that I will use at the start as the ED helps in making sure that he provides machines and all that we shall be using to have barazas at a time that we shall set. So these committees are in the law. And some of the areas have committees of the kind. Twina neighborhood committees. Temuzina banange. Tezikola. In Chanja we have. In Chisasi we have. Neighborhood committees. And they have worked a great deal. They are not going to be paid. They are residents, citizens, serious citizens that will form themselves into a committee and be able to jealously regard their property. The committees will support the implementation of service commitments, service standards, feedback mechanism, and communication channels provided under the Clans Charter, which is a social contract between the KCCA and the people of Kampala. Through this approach, we shall strengthen accountability, responsiveness, transparency, and citizen engagement in the delivery of public service throughout the city. As Lord Mayor, my administration proposes to fully operationalize the property rates governing laws and regulations under the Local Government Rating Act in order to strengthen accountability, improve service delivery, and restore public confidence in the local tax regime. Come here, Mr. Gun. On the Akulira Valuation Court. Etteeka ligamba nti sente zikuŋŋaanyiziddwa mu kitundu zinaddayo mu kitundu ekyo ne zikola ebintu bino wammanga, emyala, kasasiro, security lights, enguudo, n'ekyo kyonna ab'ekitundu tebanaasalangawo. Era minisita ono mukube mungalo tekigenda okulaga nti abantu bafuna there is value for money. Minisita ono akyayinza okuggyako ebitundu 25 ku buli 100 naye nga zigenda mu administration eyokulaba tezikwatibwako, zigenda purely okusavinga infrastructure development, nga n'abantu bekozeemu kye bayita taxpayers association eri muteeka giyite ratepayers association, tekimune taxpayers association, nti abantu mu kitundu be banamanaginga kiki kye baagala okukolebwa lyetteeka. It has never been repealed. Sobola etteeka we liri olimanyi era walisomesaako lirina okukola kye bayita rule of law. Rule of law is the implementation of the enforcement of the law, not just mere speaking about the law. Yes, I have already talked. When I was in Parliament, I spoke to Minister of Finance, and they said they are going to operationalize that. And I believe that it will be one thing that will make Kampala move strides. When we make all those roads within our communities, we can make Kampala a happy, walkable, clean, and smart city. That's what we want. Look, that's what we want, my boss. Some pereza sentero. So, councillors, we are going to form. We are going to go back home, work with chairpersons at every level to make sure that we establish these committees that are going to trickle down service delivery so that the people that pay taxes may get to know that there is value for money. Otherwise, today, they have no and nothing in control. To further strengthen transparency and citizen participation, we also propose to facilitate the establishment, yes, that taxpayers association I've talked about. Our goal on this is simple. Our goal is simple: to build trust between the KCCA and the residents by ensuring that public revenue is managed responsibly, transparently, and in a manner that directly improves the quality of lives of people in Kampala. Kampala cannot become a modern, efficient, and livable city unless we confront corruption. Corruption. One pastor recently visited my home and told me that a thief in Kampala, capital city, also says the Kampala capital city babbi. Do you know omubbi mu Kampala capital city? Yabadde pastor. Omubbi mu Kampala capital city agamba nti Kampala capital city babbi. Therefore, it's important that we work together, and I trust the technical team that we shall indeed work together to make sure that we have zero corruption. Therefore, I therefore strongly support the establishment of a robust integrity and accountability unit within Kampala Capital City Authority to promote transparency, efficiency, ethical leadership, and public confidence in the management of Kampala's affairs. This unit should serve as a cornerstone in strengthening institutional accountability and ensuring that public resources are used solely for the benefit of the citizens. I want also to say this. The current leadership, those councillors did not come back, but they are called the thieves by the public. I was told of a councillor who went and visited a school and put the head teacher on cuffs, handcuffs. Temukiwulyangako. Bakansala temukiwulyangako mu abasigadde abalungi. Mwakiwulira. That kind of corruption must not happen. And believe me, I am going to be very tough on matters concerning corruption. With corruption, you are eating the road. With corruption, you are destroying something. You are destroying a life. Therefore, we must join together and fight corruption. I call upon the technical team to run away from this. To run away from this. So as part of this reform agenda, we shall fully digitize approvals. I want to request the team, because we are strategic thinkers. When we went to Rwanda, we found that almost everything is digitized. The approvals, the payments, the procurement systems, they had e-procurement systems. So in order to minimize human interfaces, eliminate leakages, and enhance operational efficiency, we shall also strengthen e-procurement, introduce public tracking mechanisms for service requests, and operationalize effective citizen feedback platforms in line with the client's charter, recently signed by the Lord Mayor and the Executive Director. The future of Kampala depends on building institutions that are transparent, responsive, and accountable to the people. By embracing technology, strengthening oversight, and promoting a culture of integrity, we can restore public trust and lay a firm foundation for a cleaner, safer, and more prosperous city for all. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the city cannot be designed by leaders alone. It must be shaped collectively by all stakeholders, those who daily work, invest, and sacrifice sustainable, or sacrifice, sustain this city. I have already agreed the executive director to organize the stakeholders engagement after approval by council so that we can discuss the Kampala we want. I call upon you, ladies and gentlemen, to join me in that so that we can build trust amongst our people. I end by thanking the Almighty and thanking KCCA for organizing this, but also apologize to those that were stopped from coming in because of the Ebola disease. Thank you for God and my country. Bana mwenambe baza basobodde okujja kigenda kwogera Luganda nembe baza nnyo mwebali ddala Katonda abampeera omukisa. Ntutte essaawa ndowooza dakiika nga 3 zokka munsonyiwe.